Morning. Good morning. Yeah, okay, something nice to meet you. Yes. My name is Rachel Bosso. I am lead gender here at School Technology. So the purpose of this podcast, we are actually recording this podcast to create awareness on the theme for this year's International Women's Day, which is accelerate action. But then, because we are an organization that works around advocacy, research, and as well as community building on the clean energy sector, on clean energy. So we want to talk about how we can accelerate action on just energy transition. So basically the podcast is aiming to engage experts like you, policymakers, activists, and community voices to actually discuss the challenges and opportunities in achieving a just energy transition. So from job creation and equitable policies to gender inclusivity and community-driven solutions, we actually want to uncover practical strategies to accelerate this action while ensuring no one is left behind. So when we're talking about no one, we are winning. So a just energy transition isn't just about clean energy. It's about ensuring communities, workers, and vulnerable groups. So we are joined by two amazing guests who bring different perspectives on this topic. So I would like to introduce the guests. So from my left, I have Madam Jummai. So she is the CEO of Top City Adegbile. But I won't be giving much detail. I will allow her to introduce herself and what she does. So that's something. All right.
Just what she said, that she will allow me to introduce myself better. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jummai Tela. Tela is the name, and I'm the father of Job City Adegbile. Job City Adegbile is an agri-based business, basically working in rural communities. We have so many projects, but one of the projects that align with what we will be discussing in this podcast is the rural women empowerment. We work with rural women in northern Nigeria, and what we're offering to these women is we try to give them space to play in the solar powered women solutions. We connect them and then see how they can generate revenue through renewable energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, so to my right, I have Madam Mayowa, Adegbile. Good. So she's the Executive Director of Ashake Foundation, and I'll allow her to give us a brief introduction about herself and what she does.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. My name is Mayowa Adegbile. I'm the CEO of Ashake Foundation. It's an NGO based in Abuja, Nigeria, focused on empowerment, education, and support for underserved women and girls. And so one of our major programs is the Uma Girl Initiative. This program is geared towards, we took it from the Uma Boy, everybody from the Eastern Nigeria understands the Uma Boy apprenticeship, such that we link up women in rural communities with people who are good in their communities, such that they learn mentorship, they learn a skill, they learn business, they learn negotiation. And so the whole goal of the project is to ensure that these women get skilled in their environment and nothing can stop them. And when they are done with the project, they can still have access to their facilitators and their trainers. And so nothing is lost. Everybody gets to become better, and then they can pay forward to another one, which is something that we also encourage. So that we give us the foundation.
Thank you so much for that introduction. So we'll be delving into the questions now. So we have a few questions to ask each of you. So I would want to start with you, Madam Jummai. So my first question will be, how has the deployment of solar poles to farmers in rural communities accelerated women's empowerment, like particularly in reducing the post-harvest losses and increasing economic poverty.
All right. Solar power refrigerators and then other facilities that we have and it has really transformed and supported a lot of rural women that we are working with. Through the support of our partnership with Wind Energy, we were able to deploy solar freezers, chillers, and cold rooms to rural filling farmers and vendors that are able to fish, meat and vegetable sales and storage. It has helped us to reduce post-harvest losses by providing these storage systems to them. It has enabled them to reduce post-harvest losses to a certain percentage. Some of them are stored for themselves and some of them are also making money through using it as pay-as-you-go service. What they do is that some of them are not farmers, some of them are not vendors, but some of them have these cooling solutions and they offer it as a cooling services to fish vendors and meat vendors and also vegetable vendors. It has really transformed their income and from our data, we have quite a number of rural women, both female farmers and vendors that have increased their income and have a stable source of income.
Thank you so much. So your work is just to rural women or women in general?
Our work is particularly to rural women, most especially those that are in communities that are off-grid or have minimal access to electricity. So that's why we're focusing on rural communities and women, because the issues that rural women don't really have access to funding, for upfront payment of these solutions. So that is why we're looking at that these solutions is needed mostly in the rural communities and the women.
Thank you so much for that. So now to you, in your work, advocating for gender and child inclusion, what do you see as the biggest barriers preventing rural women from accessing opportunities to accelerate their empowerment?
Alright, so one of the biggest challenges I've experienced is that people always think that they know what is doing best. And then we don't create projects that is community-based. We don't allow these women to be part of the design process. One of the biggest challenges. So we don't do community-based tailored skill programs. So when I talk about the human pyramid, is these women choose the skills they want. And so we don't take it from the biggest good. We tell you what are the challenges in the community. So if we know that women have children have problems with school bags, we train women to make school bags. And so they buy the school bags in the community. If we have problems with children don't have school uniforms, then we have to train women who sew uniforms. And so that's one of the biggest problem. People think that these women they need digital labs. Sometimes these women don't need it. Computer labs, they have new technology. So there are so many people who know radio transmission programs. So we are talking about internet enablement technology. So when I was growing up, one of the things I knew was that we used to have large schools where all these judge bodies would propagate the students. So is it possible that we have these communities? When the digital skills training, not say some people make available press computers and all. But if we have like a video, if we have large screens in the center of the community, I can teach them digital skills. I can teach them how to save money, not speaking big grammar, basic pidgin in digital, local languages, and then is a big screen in the center of the community in the evening. Play good music on the background and just wait for them. They are learning, they are working, they are preparing to send their children to bed. What is in the community? It's community-based. They are involved. It's not a problem. It's not the barriers. We think it for them. we're not involving them in the process of designing a project. So at the end of the day, they are the ones, when we say these women, these are beneficiaries, do not take the project. Because they look at it as their project. When it's their project, they protect.
Yes.
If you say, this is your thing, when we leave, it is still coming back to you. Don't take it from you like, it's our thing. Everybody likes to feel like I was part of the process. When you think that it can be for them. And then that is also culture. Not every parents have this culture orientation. So that would keep it because I still discovered that we still have some men who people that are right should still happen. You know, this thing also get picked up. And so when we made that, this way struggle. And so there's also a cultural orientation that we need to start doing because it's a big barrier. So the people that when I marry a woman, actually when I marry my wife, she's here taking care of children. There are stages and phases of that. You can then arrange anything with faster for the next 5 years. Okay, we will stay and raise our children. Even educated people do that. When you say, I will want to see in the next 5 years, we want to have 3 kids, and then in the next 5 years, we want to invest in our kids. But it's not a case in scenario where you say, no work, no do anything, not sit down and be caring for children. But at the end of the day, it comes back to once everybody. That's a big barrier that comes to mind with my line of work.
Okay, so I still want to ask you, how does the Champagne Foundation collaborate with local communities, to create sustainable programs that empower women, and what innovative approaches have you seen work best, like in the line of work?
So prior to COVID, we used to have these 5 days empowerment programs where we would just come to this community and facilitate us from outside, come and train for 5 days, and mind will empower these women. And so when they were done with training, they didn't have anybody going to ask us questions. There's nobody to say, oh, I forgot how they like the stress, and then the person that trained has left. And so it's there now saying, every empowerment program that we have, your training center must not be one bike or one airplane to your house. And so if you are learning a skill, you only have to do one. Because most times the solution is good. Whatever you want to solve can be can be with your streets. Something that you cannot afford this. And so what we said was that let's all start a $1 per street. I just talked about money. I was like, let's participate. Even from the eastern part of Nigeria, it has worked for them. Can we just try for women and see that, okay, you want to learn a skill, you want to learn how to make soap, you want to learn how to sew, maybe a fashion designer or like a shoe cobbler. Well, in Nigeria, it is done on the street, on the next street. Our own is to negotiate with your madam and say, this person will come and learn with you, negotiate to every 3 times a week. So like, this is the time for 200. 3 times a week for like 4 months, 5 months. And then we give them materials to the beginning, we do an end, and we say, hey, why are you working with your madam? Learn the basis of this business. We are not sure that let's not negotiate to buy materials. If people come to the shop and say they want to make their hair or like sweet, we just see my madam and say, I'll not agree. So that's like the best business school on the spot. And so when you are done to train, I have experience times and time again. Sometimes you're not self-employed. Or when you're not struggling, I'll go back and say, because we need that women be bossing and say, see, God I don't wish to you don't close the door to this person for the next 6 months. This person will be able to come back and say, oh, I forgot just how this thing was done. Because I don't think anybody can learn everything in 3 or 4 months. We need like a year. And so if my collaboration with you is 3 or 4 months, I will pay for that. And you don't leave. You come back and say, I didn't get this thing. Until you worry about the people that, oh, you can choose some. That's in itself for me innovative. Because you are not losing. It's very environment. I've had experiences. So last year, we had one of our empowerment programs, and one of our facilitators was somebody who had been under our project 2 years before. So she had finished in 2022, and 2024 very positive. And we asked her, and then they get positive activity. And I'm like, such a baby. She now has a shop. But when she finished, she used to become Ramadan. And Ramadan might encourage that, go and learn from each other person who's hired me. So now she has a shop. She now has a fashion store. And now she's like, she's sewing wedding gowns. But at first she had no clue. That's what happens. It is still in the community. Life brings solution to the problem. It is sustainable. It is not impactful. And it's cheap.
Very cute. Yes. So, this is also asking the question about what strategies does your organization use to ensure rural farmers in rural areas have equitable access? Because I still want to believe that not all women have access to solar pages. So what is your organization doing about that?
All right. We have several strategies. One of it is the payment strategies. When we started at first, because of the cost of the technology, the solution, and a lot of them could not afford to buy. So we had to come up with a strategy. We brought in the subscription payment method, whereby this woman can pay instrumental monthly, and we broke the payment into monthly, and it's affordable for them to have access to our systems. And then secondly, what Mayowa said about the community engagement was also one of the strategies we used. Because just like what she said, sometimes you might be thinking, oh, this woman need a cold room, and then it's not the cold room they need. They might just need refrigerators, chillers. So we started by organizing them into, we work with communities, and then we work with them. We work with them in so we have to start engaging them through setting up cooperatives in the community.
So my final question, given the theme as livelihoods, this year's International Livelihoods Day, what urgent steps do you think the government, NGOs, and grassroots organizations can take to drive impactful progress in the lives of women in rural communities, especially those at the intersection of gender and child affairs?
Like when I made this question was said to me was that so we had a lot of conversation. The law, all the major problems that we have since if you have to think about the policies that we have, should be like the biggest country to live in the world because we have policies. The major problem is enforcement. And so if the government, I don't just if we can just enforce just a little the policies that we have enacted, policies that we have passed, those that have been announced that government has approved this policy has been approved by the Senate. If we can just enforce just a little, it will go in the wrong way. And I say, this is the year of partnership.
Yes.
If we can come together seriously, I say, if we have 7 NGOs or 10 NGOs that is into women empowerment, can 10 of us come together and make one giant project and look at the national so that everybody comes with technical expertise and nobody tries to take glory. But the glory is to have a more sustainable, it's a sustainable growth, it's to ensure that we have a better life for our women and girls, we have more economic prosperity for women and girls. So each organizations, CSOs, non-profit, if we can all come together and implement projects together, and not we starting experience and then finishing. You come in to finish, we starting and finishing. You come in, see, while wasting money or wasting resources. If we come together, can increase the number, we can have like a united force. It's unity. Unity of us coming together can strike a major bond. So when we come to women empowerment, we want to accelerate progress. Acceleration can only happen when I say if that can also happen, and then I will also have to do targeted advocacy, community-based targeted advocacy. Let's see what can work. If you know that your community is breathing, let's not breathe. Let's work to match students, community match students. Let's go back to community engagement. Let's bring our advocacy material. Let's make it more local. You know, I don't do some community that you can kind of language for them. Even though have a great let us ensure that we make them feel that it's their own. And so whatever thing that we're doing is for them. Let's not sit down and do that we can plan for them. Let's take a human approach to our project. And let's at the end of the day, let's do projects that can stand the test of time and not just to also, let us talk about funders. Funders should also support not just what they think is right, but then also come and see what is really going on in the community and let's see how it works. But at the end of the day, I keep saying it, if lots of women you have to have that verified. And we want to ensure that we have more women who are economically prosperous because on the final note, and empowerment is a powerful. Yeah. And so when the woman is powerful, everybody gets to enjoy the prosperity of the land. Now, there's not going to talk about why you're empowering women. Because when you move there, the woman is empowered. I can't go to school, no money. And the woman is empowered. They do not grow up hospital issues. Because we are the ones that will grow the children that want to see the future. But if we are struggling mentally, emotionally, financially, and every other time, everything is true. That's true.
I totally agree with what you say. And to add to that, I think there should be a very effective monitoring and evaluation scheme. Also, aside the policies that have been set or have been implemented, there is no effective monitoring and evaluation team or monitoring and evaluation framework, so to say. So, the government or the key policy implementers policies are implementing these things. But what are the frameworks? How do we track the progress? How do we evaluate the impact? So, like you said, now you go to a community and somebody else goes to that same community and do the same thing. When you actually go to other communities, that happens in so it's important that there is an effective monitoring and evaluation and work together. Thank you so much for that. I just wanted to add that. On the final question to you, Madam Jummai, what role do you think public and private partnerships and policy play in scaling renewable energy innovations? Like, what role do you think the public, the private partnership can play, the role they play in empowering renewable?
All right. Again, I would want to add to what Mayowa said regarding enforcing these policies. Now, what I wanted to know is that Nigeria loses almost 60% of its fresh produce annually due to post-harvest losses. And then we have these policies of post-harvest management in this country. So you wonder, why is it that we're having this huge percentage of losses yearly? And there are some data, to me, I think that the data have not even been captured on some of these losses. So if we have post-harvest management policies in this country, what she said is, can we enforce this? Last week, our president attended the International Energy Summit. I was so excited about a lot of things that went on in that summit, and then he has also promised that a lot of done in this country. Enforcing these policies are okay, we have to reduce post-harvest losses, and then are we going to be using renewable energy, working with rural communities, because most of these communities are the ones that have the farmers that produce this produce, and the post-harvest loss is produced right from the farm before even getting to the market. So even if we have policies that will ensure, okay, in every community, in every farming community, we are going to be having solar cold rooms. And then we will ensure, just like what you said again, Rachel, there should be monitoring and evaluation to see that, okay, these policies we have brought in the cold rooms. Let's ensure that these cold rooms are being used by the people that these cold rooms are meant for. Because sometimes there are projects in some communities that, okay, they know about this. There are NGOs that are working in reducing post-harvest losses in Nigeria. But what I would surprise you is that sometimes they will build in cold rooms in these communities and the cold rooms are not being used. And these are millions of naira or dollars that were used in deploying these solutions. And then because, okay, they are working, international organizations are working with these NGOs. All they want to, okay, we have a program, we want to reduce post-harvest losses in Jos, and there's a community that they're into onion or tomato farming. Let's build a 40-feet cold room that they can store in, and then we have aggregators that can pick this at least to reduce post-harvest losses. These are good strategies of reducing post-harvest losses. Or because the implementation of policies at the grassroots are not being taken so serious.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I was so excited when you talked about enforcing these policies. My advice is that, because I'm so concerned about the policies, because I know about the losses that Nigeria. Imagine 60% of produce yearly. You know what it is? When you check out the tomato value chain, you see the losses. This loss starts from the farm, then it goes to the market. Look at the economic situation right now. A lot of people cannot afford to buy fresh tomatoes because it's so expensive, and the farmers are losing. But if we have, let's have this public-private partnership that will come in. Let's have an ecosystem that will come in, support the renewable energy through pulling solutions for the post-harvest losses to be reduced in this country. I'm telling you, if we can put these policies in place, the stakeholders should come in and build an ecosystem that will monitor, evaluate, and ensure that these policies are, enforced. Because policies that will be enforced, to me, I believe it will really help us in transition into the renewable energy sector. So, funding, just like what you said on that thing. Okay. For us, when we started at first, funding was an issue. We struggled for years, we have the solution, we have taken our teachers, we know of the post-harvest losses that is occurring annually, or we could do nothing because we didn't have access to funding or partnership came in here. Okay, we have the communities, the farmers, the women, we have all the resources that it takes to reduce these losses. But if we will have to reduce it, firstly, it has to be through using solar-powered cooling solutions. So we had to, through collaboration and relationship, we partnered with energy. And we were able to solve that issue. We no longer have issues of infrastructure. So deploying cold room chillers and whatever it is that has to do with cooling solutions for rural farmers and vendors have been solved. So what we are doing, the stage at which we are in now, is building community engagement. So we really look at it that each organization, I believe there are other organizations like ours that are also working towards reducing post-harvest losses in food and vegetable value chain. Funding is an issue. So I want to encourage the public, private sectors, NGOs to come in and see how we can support. We still have some that are supporting, we want to ask them to increase their investment. I know it's not easy, it requires a lot of huge amount of money, but there are so many opportunities again in renewable energy. for good investors to come in and invest in this. Because with our partnership with Deep Energy, it has really helped. We've been able to, from our impacts that we made so far, is a win-win thing for both companies, for both Top City and also the government. So if we can align funding and innovations, I think we really support women in transition.
So Rachel, sorry, something came to my mind when I was speaking, and when we talk about, when you say you want to be the 45th, is this whole trying to change the Nigerian cultural mentality of any house? When you talk about under revolution, really any house, and it's not that nobody is taking responsibility, and so I have used this stuff, and who's responsible for this thing at 7:05 in the evening? Who's responsible for it at 10:10, in the night? So because when you talk about the law of communities, you know that every minute someone is responsible for that. So I didn't really understand this whole accountability on the way how to do international communication. You know that 9:01 is not 9 o'clock. There are two different times. And so if people are not made to take responsibility and then they're not correcting measures for stuff, we will still keep going round in circles. So even if we have all the money and all the resources and everything we're dreaming of, if nobody is taking responsibility for every single resource and material that is placed at your disposal at every given time. So if you are in charge of something, can you manage and manage it well? At that point, it will accelerate progress. Because whatever you don't need to do, that's
Thank you for your contribution. And then I just want to say something regarding what she said. Responsibility. Just like what you said, who will be responsible in ensuring that the 40 people dinner that has been deployed here with us? That was what we came up with the issue of the cooperatives here, where responsibilities are being shared for every member. And that has helped. And then there's an issue of health again in some communities. So we also involve the youth in the community. So everyone is responsible. When anyone is going around proposals, definitely this one, I saw somebody else. We saw, if anything happens to the old way in the community, we know that this is the person that is responsible. And the women are taking account of everything because this is the thing, they are paying for it. So it will affect it. If you are supposed to limit for 5,000 in a month and you're not doing well, the president is not coming to work, and the certain woman will just sit down and say, if you don't come to work, you won't be paid. So taking responsibilities is also very important. Very important.
Okay, thank you for there is also a current project in community school. So basically we are training the women on how they can transition into the use of the for productivity, to maximize the productivity both in the houses and even in the businesses. We also went through the rounds of the cooperatives like you mentioned. We established cooperative, we selected ambassadors, because they will be the ones to ensure the sustainability of the program. They will be the ones to take responsibility of any project that is being implemented, anything that they want to implement as a cooperative or as a community. They will take responsibility and they will be responsible for that. So when I want to even reach out to the community, I reach out to the women. So if there's a woman that's or there's a project that is not there implemented, then hold them responsible for that. So I think that aspect of responsibility is key to effective project or policy implementation. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your work out here. It's nice having you. And this is thoughtful and impactful piece.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So I think now we all
Yes.
speak to have been
That's good.